Growing up in the 70s, I loved comic books. They were only 25 cents back then, which meant for $1 I could buy days of entertainment. I loved the stories, but what I really loved was the art. Now, decades later, I collect a lot of things, but my very favorite is my collection of original comic book art. Here is a look at some of my favorite pieces from one of my favorite artists, Big John Buscema.
Collector Guide.
Collecting original comic book art can be an expensive endeavor. The costs run from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Factors that affect the price: the artist, guys like Kirby, Romita, Steranko, McFarlane, Buscema are just some of the artists that are in demand. The character, or the comic title: the more popular the comic, the more demand for the art. How many panels the lead character is in. Is it a splash page or contain a splash panel, which are the large panels that either take up the entire page or a large part of the page. And the most expensive of all, the cover. Every comic has multiple pages, but only one cover. What makes them even more expensive is that for many years, these pieces of art were thought of as trash. The artist would send them off to print and never see them again. I read that Stan Lee used to have a stack by his desk and would give them out to kids who toured the Marvel offices. So out of all the comic book pages printed, only a fraction remain. The rest may be lost forever. So I have a modest collection. I buy what I can afford. And pieces that I bought years ago, I could never afford now. So I've picked 7 pages from my collection that I think you'll really like. They are from John Buscema, who was and still is my very favorite artist. Let's take a close look, and I guarantee you, this artwork is really cool. Here are 2 pages from 1973, Fantastic Four 138, pages 3 and 22. When I first started collecting comics, Big John was drawing 2 of my favorite books, Fantastic Four and The Avengers. I've read a number of books on John, and like many artists, he was not a huge fan of working on the very comics he became famous for. For an artist to tackle a team book, it meant they had to draw more characters in each panel. More work, same pay. These pages were inked by Joe Sinnott, who I think was the best Fantastic Four inker. In my opinion, no one could ink the rock-covered Thing like Joe Sinnott. One thing I really like about these pages are the notes in the alleys explaining what was going on in each panel. Were these notes from the writer to the artist? Or notes the artist put in to help him lay out the art on the page? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now from 1972, The Mighty Thor, issue 211, page 18. John Buscema did the layouts in this issue, and Don Perlin finished the pencils. Buscema was famous for working like this. He worked very quickly, a very prolific artist who could draw a number of books a month. Here is a look at some preliminary layouts for an issue of Conan the Barbarian next to the finished page. Were his layouts this rough? Probably not. This Thor page was inked by Vince Colletta, a longtime Marvel artist known for his quick, light pen work. Another guy in the Marvel bullpen that could knock out work fast. Which probably explains why Perlin was brought in to finish John's layouts before they got to Vince. Even though Don Perlin finished this art, it still has that unmistakable Buscema action in each panel. These last 4 pages are from The Savage Sword of Conan, issues 72 and 77, printed in 1982. The Savage Sword of Conan was a black and white magazine format with longer stories that were geared to a little older reader, a little sexier and a little bloodier than the color comics. I remember buying these. They were in the magazine section with High Times and Easy Rider magazine. I was only a teenager back then, and I probably thought I was really getting away with something. The black and white format meant that the artwork would be more intricate. Look at the amazing inks and washes to John's artwork by the underappreciated Ernie Chan. Amazing. John loved working on Conan. Nobody drew Conan more than John. And Conan was one of the few characters he did that he really enjoyed working on. He preferred fantasy. In an interview with Roy Thomas for Ego magazine, he said how he hated drawing cars and buildings. He liked to create from his imagination. So if you're thinking about collecting original comic art, here is my advice. Buy from a reputable dealer. My favorite is romitaman.com. Easy to work with, and he'll take payments, which is good because, again, these can be expensive. Another good one is anthonyscomicbookart.com. If you have any questions, just put them in the comment area. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to see more great Collector Guys videos. And always remember, surround yourself with what you love.